Look at that map. That's tropical storm force winds tonight from Houston to New Orleans, David.
Ginger, thank you, and we'll see you at 10 for the convention. Good night.
Now, KCAU 9 News starts with your forecast first.
Good evening, Siouxland. We're happy that you're with us on a Wednesday. Here's the view outside from the Port Neal Welding Company camera. At the KCAU 9 studio, we've had bright sunny skies throughout the day and more heat and humidity to contend with once again. As you can find, the temperatures now are between 90 and 95 across most of Siouxland. It's 95 in Spencer, the current temperature 91 in Wayne and Sioux City. Another hot day for tomorrow, but some cooler weather is not too far away. We'll let you know when that arrives coming up in the 9 on 9 forecast. KCAU 9 News at 6 starts right now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. Unanswered questions tonight about what caused a grain elevator explosion that rocked the community of Royal, Iowa.
That's right, Tuesday's explosion at the Ag Partners grain elevator forced the evacuation of everyone in that town.
KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez is just back from the scene, and she shares the impact this explosion is expected to have on area farmers in our top story at 6.
Tim, Sophie, farmers I spoke with say the grain elevator that exploded is the heart of the facility. It's where most grains are stored in this area. Now, ahead of harvest season, farmers are left wondering where they're going to store their grains.
For me, it means it could slow my harvest if we can't come here.
Farmer Steve Steinbeck says the concern among farmers is a lack of grain storage.
Well, not having a place to put my grain. An elevator that can't take my grain, that makes it bad because I don't have many bins at home. So that makes an impact on farmers that way.
Steinbeck says because of the drought, farmers will have an early harvest this year. That should give them more time than normal to find a place to store their harvest.
It's a 2020 thing. It's another thing this year that we're going to have to battle and just where to go now. And I'm sure area elevators are going to pick it up a little bit and see what they can do as far as storage also. But that's the big concern, how bad that leg is, and if they can get it up in any kind of shape to help us out to take the grain.
Farmer Craig Manning says he's just thankful the Ag Partners explosion didn't happen during harvest season.
So if this would have happened during harvest, a lot of people would have been pulling their hair out. So hopefully now you get a little time to evaluate it, and you know it's coming. So you just know it's coming. That's going to be a big relief there, that you try to find another way.
It's still not clear what caused the explosion. Clay County Sheriff Chris Raveling says fire crews were on scene till about 4:30 Wednesday morning battling hot spots. That's almost 12 hours after the explosion happened. He says now Ag Partners will work with salvage crews to determine what's next for the facility. Reporting in Royal, Iowa, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
And with temperatures skyrocketing this week across Siouxland, it's a reminder to look before you lock, especially with many of us getting in a new route with work, with kids back to school now. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, in 2020, 19 children have died from being left inside a hot car.
Mom has chaotic days, you just never know, but just always make sure.
Always double check, always double check. It's very important.
The Sioux City Police Department says there have not been any incidents this year with children being left inside hot cars, but if someone does leave a child or dog in a hot car, they could face criminal charges if it's found to be negligence.
Place a stuffed animal in the front seat when your child is in the back, so it's also that visual reminder. There's other things that are out there and available in the community as well as maybe it's a keychain that has a stuffed animal on it. Just again, another visual reminder that you have your child with you to always look before you lock the door.
Again, Sioux City Police tonight say that there haven't been any incidents locally here. KCAU 9 News spoke with Unity Point Pediatrics, saying accidents like this tend to happen when a parent or caregiver is just out of their normal routine.
Indeed, another hot day, and it's making it tough for anyone outside. Scott joins us now with a quick update. And Scott, I got to believe the streak of 90-plus days is well, it's getting long. Let's just say that.
Getting long, and we're going to attack at least one more day onto that streak before we start to see some cooler air enter toward the weekend, Tim. As we review the high temperatures from today, between 90 and 95 degrees for most of the region, 94 in Norfolk and Wayne, 93 the afternoon high in Sioux City, and 96 today in Spencer. A look at those low temperatures for tonight. Not a whole lot of relief out there, with lows between the mid-60s and lower 70s. A low temperature of 70 degrees anticipated in Sioux City. Again, some cooler weather isn't too far away. It looks like the weekend is going to be spectacular. We'll talk about that with the 9 on 9 forecast coming up. Tim?
The University of South Dakota launches a coronavirus dashboard to share the numbers of known COVID-19 cases on campus in real time. According to the USD's dashboard, there are now 94 students who have self-reported positive cases of the virus, along with 4 employees. There are more than 400 people self-quarantined right now as well. The university tells us their dashboard will be updated daily, while the data on the state health department website may take a few days to update. Meanwhile, presidents at Iowa's 3 state-run universities are threatening student suspensions if COVID-related guidelines are not followed. In a message to UNI students, President Mark Nook says that the university will take action to hold students who fail to fulfill a commitment to public safety accountable. Leaders at Iowa State and Northern Iowa, along with the University of Iowa, all issuing statements after large groups of students gathered at bars and off-campus parties last weekend. Updating the latest COVID-19 numbers now out of Siouxland. Here in Woodbury County, health officials list 29 new cases today, also mentioning that there are 18 patients hospitalized for coronavirus.
Across the river, Dakota County officials report 1 new positive COVID-19 test for a total of more than 1,900 cases. Madison County reports more than 575 positive tests.
And out of South Dakota, Yankton County and Clay County now both listed as having substantial community spread. Union County is still reporting moderate spread as well.
New developments this afternoon in the battle to bring legalized gambling to horse tracks in the state of Nebraska. The Nebraska Supreme Court has agreed now to hear a case filed yesterday by Keep the Money in Nebraska. The pro-gaming organization filed a suit after learning Nebraska Secretary of State had decertified 3 ballot initiatives. This related to legalized gaming. The mayor of South Sioux City says gambling in Nebraska would bring economic growth to the city.
We've been the driver of economic growth in the region for a long time, and this this goes right along with it. And there's gambling in South Dakota right across the river and in Sioux City, so there isn't like there's not gambling here already. And so this just kind of adds to our portfolio and keeps people interested and want to come to Nebraska.
Organizers of the pro-gaming petition drive face a September 11th deadline for getting the measure placed on the November ballot.
The Republican National Convention enters its 3rd night with 2 Siouxland politicians listed as featured speakers. Iowa Senator Joni Ernst has a pre-recorded message that will air during this evening's program. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, meanwhile, will speak live at the convention. Vice President Mike Pence is also expected to accept the nomination for Vice President. The convention begins at 7:30 Central Time online, with KCAU 9 airing the final hour of the RNC, getting started at 9 o'clock tonight. Police officers in Sioux City South Sioux City actually, are getting some new technology. Call it an upgrade.
They are. The department just acquiring now 27 new tablets that will replace their computers in the patrol cars, along with several other pieces of gear, giving them an all-in-one tool to serve the community with.
Serve the community, yeah. It'll make us be able to do a better job faster, which means, you know, we'll be done quicker with reports and can go move on to something else.
The tablets and mounts cost the department just more than $100,000 and was paid for in full by a state grant.
Well, many different emergency responders are being called to California, where wildfires have scorched hundreds of acres.
One group is helping wildfire victims that come in all shapes and sizes. We have that story coming up.
And there's one more hot day to get through, and then it looks like we'll start to cool things off as we bring in a few rain chances. It'll be really pleasant next week. Your 9 on 9 forecast straight ahead.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Thanks for staying with us. You know, we really dropped the ball today, Tim. Yesterday, we baked some cookies in one of the news cars. Today, we should have and could have with these temperatures, Scott.
Yeah, I think we could have made another batch today. It was very hot outside once again, with our high temperatures between 90 and 95 degrees, exceeding our seasonal averages. As we take a look at some of those high temperatures reached across Siouxland today, you find that Sioux City was able to climb up to 93, a scorching 94 degrees in Sioux Falls, as well as Yankton, 96 this afternoon in Spencer. We'll go ahead now and look at our current temperatures. You can see that those are strung out between 90 and 95 degrees. It's 91 in Lamar's, currently 93 in Yankton, and 91 degrees in Audubon, Iowa. As we check the heat index values, this is what it feels like with the combination of the temperature and dew point. Right now, it feels like temperature of 92 in Sioux City and 93 in Sheldon. So pretty close to what the current air temperatures are. Again, it just feels very hot and sticky outside. The wind is now blowing in from the south-southwest. We have it sustained between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Here's the weekend outlook now. It's our weekly camping forecast. It's brought to you by Lazy H Campground up in Akron. The UV index, mosquito count, and fire hazards are all going to be pretty typical of what you would find toward the end of August this weekend. Friday, a high temperature of 89 with a chance of seeing a few showers and storms, a 20% chance. Sunny skies on Saturday and a high temperature of 84. And overall, it's looking like a nice weekend. I don't think that we'll see any additional storms fire off until we get to Sunday evening, with a high temperature there at 85 degrees. So some more tolerable temperatures as we go into the weekend. Here's the 9-on-9 forecast, a 20% chance of rain on Friday, 84 the high on Saturday, and sunny skies. So if you've been putting off some outdoor work throughout the week because of the heat, looks like you'll be able to accomplish that on Saturday. As we turn the clock forward into Sunday evening, the chance of some storms coming back into the picture, some refreshing high temperatures in the 70s early next week, and then hopping back into the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tim and Sophie?
Thanks, Scott. An extended summer season we're having.
Indeed. Look forward to the weekend and the cooler stuff. Would also look forward to a little rain, but not like what's approaching the south. Hurricane Laura now an extremely dangerous Category 4 storm, and it's poised to slam the southern Gulf Coast overnight somewhere near the border between Texas and Louisiana.
It is the National Hurricane Center calling the storm surge up to 15 feet, quote, unsurvivable. Early Wednesday afternoon, Laura was moving over the Gulf of Mexico with winds at 140 miles an hour. More than 1.5 million people are currently under evacuation orders as they wait for the hurricane to make a nighttime landfall.
Many of those folks in our sister city of Lake Charles, Louisiana, thinking of them tonight, no doubt. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, there are acres of wildfires destroying homes, but it's not just people who are being affected.
How veterinary students are now getting some hands-on real-life experience helping animals caught up in those fires. Next.
Students and staff at a California university tonight busy at work helping animals caught up in wildfires there.
Some of the volunteers have actually lost their own homes in these flames. Lonnie Wong reports.
More than welcome.
Perhaps no place is better equipped to treat the dozens, perhaps hundreds of animals that will be affected by the recent fires than the UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine. Its veterinary emergency response team was put on standby on Friday and was deployed through the weekend, assisting animal shelters in the field and at local animal control facilities. They are prepared to aid any species.
Asian exotics, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs. For horses, burros, mules.
The worst cases are brought to the teaching hospital on campus. Several horses and alpacas are the latest patients.
They had severe burns or severe smoke inhalation or a combination of both.
Like humans, the greatest threat with burn injuries is infection. These animals can die even after the burns are treated. Oxygen is key for those animals whose lungs have been damaged by too much smoke. The staff here has learned a lot about treatment from previous wildfires, but this time the fires are too close to home.
Colleagues of ours, people, their co-workers that have lost their property or their animals.
Some of them remain on duty.
Sometimes it's easier for people to come to work and give it back rather than sit at home.
That inspires the students at the teaching hospital, which is one positive during the emergency.
The first priority is care for the animals. The second one is to inspire this new generation of veterinarians to continue this work.
The hospital has a search and rescue team, which is finding more victims every day.
Hard to see those animals suffering, but at least they're in good hands, it seems like.
Yeah, unexpected victims for sure.
Well, our high school football two-a-day previews hit Sioux City for us tonight.
Jake has a preview of the North Stars coming up next in sports.